How to have a more lovable personality by enhancing your sense of humor. Humor is the element that makes you spend more happy moments and laugh more in relation to some people. In fact, increase the secretion of the 4 happy hormones that we mentioned earlier.
You must have a lot of young people that say, Bo, how do I get into the business? How do I accomplish what you've accomplished? What's your advice for young people?
I'd say, well, you gotta just take a deep breath and give up.
We don't necessarily laugh at funny things, but obvious and so-called ridiculous things may make us laugh. This is the place where hearing a simple sentence in answer to your serious question or telling a tasteless joke and even seeing the behavior, tone and actions of people you don't expect, you laugh or a smile appears on the corner of your mouth. This adjective has a wide meaning that if we necessarily give it the meaning of entertaining, it may not cover all its aspects. To put it simply, humor is a quality that makes people around you enjoy being around you.
It's environmental stuff. You really are worried about it.
I am and I'm not. I just also feel like, it'd probably be a good thing if most of us died.
Do you enjoy being a mom? Is this?
That's all right.
But what exactly is the essence of humor? 2 researchers named Peter McGraw and Joel Warner researched so much to find the answer to this question that finally, the results of this research led to the writing of a book about humor, and they finally came to the answer that the core of humor is contradiction. A funny thing can be both true and false at the same time. That is, every funny event must be breaking the law and safe at the same time, otherwise it will not create any contradiction in the brain. The brain also does not issue the command to laugh until an unexpected situation with these 2 features occurs. Why are some people more humorous by nature?
So, and is she good on a plane?
She's pretty good, I mean,
That's a
after
long flight. I mean,
carry a blow dart, so,
Oh.
she's like, and then I just inhale one for myself.
I'm happy for Paul because, he's possibly the nicest human being in all of show business. He's aging backwards because of his contract with Satan, and or he only drinks breast milk from a blue whale or something.
Our ancestors believed that the nature of each person is determined by the balance between the 4 temperaments of the body, which we know by the names of tail, phlegm, bile, and soda. As a result, some people are angrier, some are more humorous, some are cooler. A sense of humor evolved in humans because it made difficult situations easier. With the help of this feature, man was able to reduce the pressure and stress of facing serious and difficult issues and target the most controversial points with a joke. But research conducted on humorous people has also revealed other common characteristics, which we will mention below. Since both the left and right hemispheres of our brain are activated in humor, the emotional and logical side of our mind is simultaneously awakened. As a result, we feel the highest efficiency at this time. You can find this in the behavior of your teachers, how they stayed in your mind more when they taught a lesson with their witty nature. But people who have the potential to look at any situation in a fun and sometimes funny way have some common characteristics. Humorous people usually have a high mastery in improvisation and choice of words and effective tone.
It's interesting to look at them, you'd never know they're cannibals. Either of them. They look just like 2 normal people.
so proud of him right now.
Man, I had a sister once.
These people are masters in playing with words and having verbal memory. These features are signs of their high verbal intelligence. You must have come across people who express a simple concept so artistically that you suddenly get nailed and say in your heart, "How well he speaks," or you've seen motivational speakers excite their audience with just the right choice of words. All these people, and of course humorous people, have high verbal intelligence, or linguistic intelligence. Fortunately, you can strengthen this gift in yourself with the help of practical methods of strengthening verbal intelligence, and take advantage of its advantages in humor. The mind of funny and humorous people can find the contradiction of the story in an artistic way and also explain it to others in a funny way. In both stages, he can solve the situation differently from others and from a perspective that is not common. This is the special property of creativity. Being creative not only helps you with humor, but it can also be your magic wand in solving difficult problems in life. Who doesn't like to laugh? Certainly, people who can make others laugh have a trump card to attract others and connect with them faster. As a result, they can find new friends more easily. Humor is not just a personality type, but a superpower for establishing social relationships. Usually, those who have a sense of humor are not necessarily without problems and difficulties. They just don't take life that hard. You have probably been with such people. Sometimes you see that with the same spirit of humor, they talk about the most difficult situations in their lives with laughter and make you laugh too. This feature of humor in people has made them not have negative impressions and annoying sensitivities. Therefore, even in their life when they face failure or difficulty, the world does not become dark for them and they have more strength to face difficult situations. But if you are currently struggling with an onslaught of negative thoughts, you should know that optimism and positivity can be learned. Just remember that positivity does not mean deceiving yourself and instilling false hopes. Positivity means believing that what we want has a high probability of happening. Humorous people, with their sense of humor, reduce tension and stress in the first meeting or in serious situations. This is why most of us love witty people, because they make us feel better with their jokes and experience happier moments. If you are talking to a new person for the first time, who is not afraid or stressed, speak properly and focus. Your sense of humor or the other person's humor can reduce the tension of the situation to some extent. Of course, in addition to this, there are other things that will help you to quickly make an impression on others at the beginning of getting to know each other. If you are going to be a dry and serious teacher or coach, or to give a speech to a non-joking and completely serious crowd, you are sure not to have a large audience.
Yeah, I found my sketchbook from when I was at school, and in it there were some drawings, some sketches that I'd done of The Rock because I was that obsessed with him.
Now, how old
weird ones.
How old were you?
Just him naked on a chaise longue.
What do you know cars?
I do know cars.
No, you don't.
That's a car right there.
Yeah.
But with a sense of humor, you can make your audience have a lot of energy to listen to you and learn. How to be humorous. If we know the limits of humor and its difference from stupidity, then we can plant the seeds of our humor wherever and whenever we find it and bring the crowd with us. In the Psychology of Humorous People section, strategies were presented to strengthen each of the characteristics related to humor. If you want to be one of these charming people, use the following techniques for humor. According to research, our behavior is the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. Mirror neurons are the main reason for the incredible contagion of our feelings and behaviors to others and vice versa. Social intelligence is that aspect of our brain that plays a prominent role in all these events. You may have noticed that usually spouses show similar behaviors after a few years of living together. Some of them fall in the trap of love at first glance, and we smile unconsciously when others smile. In fact, it is others that shape our brains. Maybe humor is not in your blood, but you can sometimes start by repeating your funny jokes and hearsays and say them in your own style. Humor is different from stupidity. There is a fine line between humor and stupidity. Joking in itself is a risk in your relationship. If you cross other people's red lines while joking or overdo it, you enter the forbidden zone and turn humor into ridicule. Try to joke about situations and events, not about other people's behavior and personality traits.
Can you drink coffee when you're pregnant?
You can. I think you can have a cup. I don't drink coffee because
you don't?
It makes me crazy.
How long have you been in Al Qaeda? Have you ever watched Doctor Who?
No. I know.
Really? That's interesting. How long have you been in Al Qaeda? But you don't like Mythbusters?
I don't, there's something about it, like I have to turn it off if it's on.
Really? How long have you been in Al-Qaeda?
Mirror neurons are the main reason for the incredible contagion of our feelings and behaviors to others and vice versa. Social intelligence is that aspect of our brain that plays a prominent role in all these events. You may have noticed that usually spouses show similar behaviors after a few years of living together. Some of them fall in the trap of love at first glance, and we smile unconsciously when others smile. In fact, it is others that shape our brains. Maybe humor is not in your blood, but you can sometimes start by repeating your funny jokes and hearsays and say them in your own style. Humor is different from stupidity. There is a fine line between humor and stupidity. Joking in itself is a risk in your relationship. If you cross other people's red lines while joking or overdo it, you enter the forbidden zone and turn humor into ridicule. Try to joke about situations and events, not about other people's behavior and personality traits. Be careful not to overdo it. First, know your audience. Consider the mood of the group and set boundaries for your jokes so that you don't face embarrassment or spend your dignity and personality to make others laugh. Many of us, when speaking, only use sentences that are pleasing to others. For example, to change the mood of our friends or colleagues, we praise them or talk about a topic that is pleasant for them. Keep in mind, don't do this to be funny. Make a joke about something that is attractive to you. In fact, first see if the topic you are going to express is fun and interesting for you or not. And finally, if you think it might be interesting for others, use it. On the other hand, even though your feeling about a funny thing is important, and if you are sure that it might make people around you laugh, you might say it in the wrong situation. Therefore, it is necessary to take the necessary precautions. You don't have to be funny all the time. Especially if you are going to make a comedy situation out of a tragedy, make sure that enough time has passed since the event to not make anyone sad. Don't be cute at all costs. No one should be offended by you for having a sense of humor. So, before any first joke, make sure you have timed it properly, and you won't upset anyone. A sense of humor evolved to help us get through difficult situations a little easier, express sensitive and difficult issues more easily, and most importantly, experience more happiness. Even if we cannot inherently see the irony of events, there are ways to enhance our sense of humor. There is only one important thing to consider before joking with anything and anyone. Don't cross the red line and don't cause unpleasant feelings to someone else just to have some fun. Well, dear friends, I hope this content was useful for you. If you have any questions or suggestions, be sure to share them with us in the comments section. Be happy, healthy and wealthy wherever you are. See you in the next video.